might get that standing ovation after I've been away for a while. You might think Led Zeppelin is playing or something. Alright. Welcome Hump Day. Welcome to the Whole Lot of Zep channel. We're going to be talking some diecast. I already got one on the turntable on tap, so why don't we just roll on over and check it out while we hear some kick-ass music playing in the background. Alright, so most of you guys know I have an affection for Chevelles, as you can see. Funny thing about that is, you know the whole story with having kids, the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. Well, now my daughter tells me, aside from the Roadrunners and the Super Bees from the late 60s and the early 70s, she now has a hard charger for Chevelles. She made a point to me one day when we were talking about that, and I forget where we were going, but we were out, it's irrelevant, but anyway, my point is, she looks around when we're out driving. Her eyes are wandering from side to side because she's looking for cars. She's looking to point cars out, and she'll either ask me or tell me what it is that she saw. Today, she happened to be out with her mom, and she found a 1968 Impala, and she was coming home from Jersey with her cousin, and she took a picture of it from the back window and sent it to me, and she told me what year it was, and she was correct with the year. It's amazing how quick this kid is picking up on stuff. I hope she continues like this when it comes to schoolwork too. But anyway, my point is, I no longer have my Heartbreak Chevelle. Ireland approached me and asked me if she could have it. One, because she doesn't have an M2 that has opening features. She has auto drivers, and she knows the history of it. She knows what it's all about. She said she didn't care. She loves that car. I said, okay, you can have it. It's yours. So I've been trying to free up some space here anyway. As you can see, that's where my Heartbreak Chevelle was, which is where I now have my custom and my other 454. Yeah, they're both 454s, but the top one's a custom and the bottom one is a green metallic. I've shown them before. All right. So, I got a little story about shopping experience today as well too. So I've been looking at this car on Amazon, and it was the only one they had. I don't see any other examples of it. Maybe there's some on on eBay. This is a really old diecast. This is, I say really old. Okay, it's a 1997, but it's a Pro Street 66 Chevelle. I could not turn this down. I just kept looking at it, and I'm like, there's got to be something wrong with this car, because the price is right. It's the only one. Nobody's making any moves on this thing. It's just been sitting there day after day. I mean, if anything, it was a digital peg warmer. And of course, because the 66 Chevelle was the very first muscle car I ever owned, it was an easy decision to make to get this. Since it just kept sitting there, I was like, well, I don't really need the competition. It doesn't have any opening features. Nobody was going for it. It had my my name written all over it. So, hell, I grabbed it. It's a Johnny Lightning. It's Johnny Lightning Hot Rods edition. Like I said, there is no opening features on it whatsoever. And I'm usually not too much of a fan of the Johnny Lightning castings from that date, in that time frame anyway. I have a Superbird that has Pez livery on it, and it's probably around the same time as this casting was, but it's just piss poor, and it's probably why I don't really show it too much. It's in the shadow box that I keep my Roadrunner in. But anyway, I don't know why I'm talking about that when I should be talking about this awesome looking 66 Chevelle here. So it's been tubbed out. It's got some huge meats in the back. They are rubber slicks. They are custom rims. So I don't even know what you would call them besides custom. If you can see inside the scoop there, you can see the dual quads. I'll try to zoom in on it if I can the next time it rolls around. Hopefully it'll be able to stay focused just enough. Yeah, see what I mean about the rims? They are that's a unique cut. That's definitely cool looking. You guys can really see. I'd probably have to turn it off anyway so you can see it better. But I dig this color. This is sweet. And ironically, this is my first Pro Street Chevelle in my collection. Okay, so there's that. Alright, so I'll pull that one off, put it back in the blister, way over there. Now, interesting story about this 56 F100. First, I'm a die-cast collector, just like you guys. And I thought to myself, it's a hell of a lot of cars without having a tow truck. So, how this all starts out. I've been ordering quite a bit online lately. I'm just I'm stocking up, and that is the biggest line of bullshit you're ever gonna hear. Stocking up. What do you mean stocking up? Who the hell are you kidding? I know. It's an addiction, man, and I get a rush when, especially like, you know, when you know there's going to be some mail coming. I can't help it, man. I get a rush out of it. Anyway, I told my wife Kelly last evening. I said, Ireland and I are going to go to Hobby Lobby tomorrow. She said, let me ask you, are you done buying cars? And she has a coy smile on her face as she asks me. She encourages my hobby. She really does. But so I was like, well, there's this M2 that it just saw advertised, and it's a if I'm remembering correctly, it's a Moon Eyes Nomad with a surfboard on it, and I fell in love with it when I saw it. You know, just like I need to have that because I think I'm digging the Moon Eyes stuff. And here I am talking about other cars and what's on the table. God, this is why my videos run so long, because I babble. And I start telling a story and I get distracted and I get myself sidetracked. Next thing you know, I'm already 45 minutes into the video and you guys only saw one car and heard me babbling away. So anyway, my point was, I told Kelly, I was like, look, I wanted to go to Hobby Lobby because if anybody's going to have this car, Hobby Lobby's going to have it. And I would really like to have it for my collection. And Ireland likes it as well. Well, we went to Hobby Lobby and they did not have that, although they did have some new stuff on the pegs. Some stuff I'm kind of irritated with them because it's just, this is my luck. It could be raining pussy outside, and as soon as I open the door and walk out, I get hit with a dick. That's my luck. Yeah, man, I'll tell you. So anyway, they had some new stuff on the pegs, this being one of them, all right? And there's more to this story. But anyway, I saw this as I was digging through, and I've been wanting a tow truck. They actually had 2 dually tow trucks as well, but I just figured I wanted something more classic looking, old school. And when I saw this, I saw that it had green dog dish caps, and I was like, ooh, this is weird, but this has got to be one of their green machines. I mean, because it's a Greenlight. So, like an idiot, I'm thinking I got another green machine. I mean, not like an idiot. I mean, just, I am an idiot. I can make fun of myself. That's okay. Without looking any further, I just assumed that I grabbed the Greenlight. I wanted the tow truck to begin with anyway. So irregardless of whether it was a green machine, Greenlight, it was still a tow truck, and I was happy with that. I was just a little more excited thinking I got a green machine. So when we get out to the Jeep, I have Ireland scan it, and I find out that was just a normal thing that they did on the trucks. So I was like, oh, okay. So, it's not a green machine, but that sucks. I mean, Greenlight, they get a little sneaky with how, because sometimes you gotta look to really see what they did, other than sometimes they're quite obvious about what they did. But anyway, I still like this tow truck. I really do. I dig it. It's very old school. 56. I don't know how much more old school they're making them, but it's a 56, and it's got the Texaco livery on it. I asked Jimmy Page if he wouldn't mind playing this for me. We had a conversation before the concert. We're good friends. We hang out. So anyway, this is my first time looking at this truck as much as it is your guys' first time looking at it. So we're looking at it together for the first time. I mean, well, outside of the blister pack, that is. I like it. I really do. I don't mind the Texaco livery on it. It wouldn't be uncommon to see that on a vehicle or today for that matter either. It's very simple. It's basic. It's basically a winch and a pulley attached to a bed of a pickup truck, and that's it. I just love it. It's so cool. I had two different dualies, and I put both of them back in favor of this. So there is my non-green machine Greenlight tow truck. This sucker's pretty heavy too. It's got some weight to it. Wow. I mean, it's heavy for how small it is. It feels heavier than that orange dually plow that I have. Okay, so here new to me is this 57 Bel Air gasser. What I've been getting lately has been the 55s. So, and there is a reason why I brought this 55 over. But this is the 56, and it's an M2, obviously, since you saw me taking it out of the case that it came in, and it's an auto driver. Most of the gassers are auto drivers, which means they have no opening features on them, or the features that usually open, like that hood, is screwed tight, so it doesn't open. And the only, like I've said, I spoke to somebody else who just recently got the brown gasser like I have there. It might have been Red Room die-cast, I think. I'm not positive on that, but we were discussing it, and of course the QC end of things came up with him too. But what I noticed is, so far, it's only the 55 Bel Air gasser in whatever form they cast it in, whatever paint job, livery, whatever. The doors are a functioning feature. I don't know of any other gasser that they do that has opening features on it, unless they're older ones. If there is any others besides the gasser, and if anybody has any, if you wouldn't mind, I'd like to see them, because I'm just curious to know if there are other models, or what it is about the 55 that they decided to have doors open and close on. Because like I said, any other gasser I've gotten from them too, has no opening features, and trust me, I am not complaining about that in the least. So here we have a 57 Bel Air gasser. It's got that kick-ass old school flame job, your typical moon tank for the gas, and the front tires are red lines. That's interesting. That's a really interesting thing. The back tires are just your typical black walls. But that's just an interesting thing, that they're red lines on the front tires. I don't recall seeing that on just the front set and not the back set. You guys can hardly even see that in the, I'm sorry, might need some additional lighting. Let me put the light on. real quick. Maybe that might help. Plus, there's something I wanted to show XLT Off-Road Bear on a video that he just recently showed within the past hour. He got a 64 Auto World Barracuda, and I was telling him I got the 64 as well too, and I didn't see that color. I thought that color was really cool, but what was more interesting that caught my eye was the stripe down the center. And from what I understand, the stripe was something that came on the Hearst edition, and I do have that as well. And this is the 65, and I think I've shown this before. And what is so ironic about the 65 Barracuda is the guy that ordered it deleted the Hearst shift kit, and he chose white lines over the blue lines that would have come with the Hearst edition. Very, very odd thing to do. Why would you order a Hearst edition if you're going to delete one of the two obvious things on the car? So anyway, my point to bringing this up is, Joe, I'm just curious because I didn't get to finish watching your video. Is your Barracuda a Hearst edition? I can always, when I'm done my video, check it out. But if you happen to be watching this, I'm curious, because I really only thought that it was the 65s that came with the Hearst edition. I didn't know they started doing it in 64, and that would be a stripe for the Hearst edition. Okay, sorry about all this crappy camera movement. And again, I hope you guys took your Dramamine. So they got matching wheels, which is something you usually don't see, but it's still not uncommon. And not only is the interior like a smoky gray, they actually did do a smoky tint to the glass as well, which is not uncommon with gassers. Most of you guys who are into the gassers know what I'm talking about. They usually tint the windows to match the color of the car. Sometimes the color of the car doesn't always work for a tint, but I can tell that they did do a smoke tint on the glass. And they did a really nice job with it as well, too. Of course, the car was screwed down to the absolute limit. Another thing I've noticed with the M2s that get screwed down, which is pretty much all of them. The ones like the gassers that have the huge back tires, those back tires save a lot of agony. So if you happen to have something that does have opening features and has big back tires, count yourself lucky, because I noticed the difference in the features. It adds more stability. But the other reason I'm showing you the bottom here is the traction bars. They seem to be an issue for some people. And they were saying how that a lot of the cars don't deserve to have the length of the traction that is on the car. And the reason I show this is because I did happen to notice that the traction bar was actually shortened. This 55 is a new release. And I believe this 57 might be a new release too. I'm not positive. But my point is, you can see the difference in the traction bar length. I'll turn both of them over so you can see. So M2's listening. Unless that is what is common on the 57 to have them shorter like that, or what, I don't know. All as I'm saying is, before I even started comparing it to any other gassers, I noticed the traction bars were shorter. So I just wanted to point that out to some of the guys who are really hardcore about having a very detailed and accurate gasser. I'm just pointing that out. So like I said, it does seem as though M2 is listening to people, which is a good sign. It just, how well are they listening is the question. I don't, like I said, I don't know if that's just a normal thing for a 57 gasser. Again, if any of you guys out there collecting have any older 57 gassers from M2, I'm curious. Hey, check your traction bars and compare them to the newer ones. I'm just curious to know if the model itself had shorter traction bars, or if they are listening and making the traction bars shorter. If they're listening about the traction bars, they should be listening to about just about everything else that we don't like about the things that open that don't work properly, or the things that just happen to fall off for no apparent reason, like my 442, the hood just fell off. That was my first day with M2's quality control problems. That's when I found out about my Heartbreak Chevelle. So that's why I brought the other Bel Air out, just to show you and compare the traction bars. But this is it's beautiful. I gotta be honest with you, I don't recall seeing any 57 gassers since I've started collecting, about 3-4 months now. And honestly, I really don't think I've seen a 57 gasser in the M2 lineup. I'm probably wrong. You guys, you more experienced guys would know. I don't. I'm not making a statement. It's more of a question than anything. Because I'm curious. Because this is really new to me, because I got tired of seeing like the same gassers over and over and over, which is the Chevy Nova, the 55 Bel Air, and it's usually the 66 Charger, or the 68 Mustang, I believe. But this is the first time that I've seen a 57 Bel Air gasser. So I like it even that much more, because it's really a different car to my gasser collection. Well, I do have my South Bend Shaker, but that's a truck, and I got the little red wagon, which is the van. But I'm talking about cars in general here, as far as gassers go. It's the first time I've seen a 57 gasser in the M2 lineup. So like I said, any of you more seasoned guys, or maybe even some new guys, might have already seen them. I'm just missing it, because I try to collect the gassers from them as much as possible. Anyway, that's all I have on tap for today. I still got a lot more. Oh no, there's another story. about Hobby Lobby. I'll tell you another time because I already going on long enough. It's good to be back on to share some cars. Anyway, I wanted to just say thank you to you guys for being so cool. It means a lot to me. It really does. Just what a great community, and I'm finding a couple very close personal friends that are friendships that are starting to develop just from being on here, and I love it. I really do. And you guys are you're all just great people. You really are, and I mean that sincerely. But anyway, that's all for now. That's all I got for now. So, in the meantime, you guys enjoy the rest of your hump day. Figure out what to do on the rest of your hump day. I know what I'm gonna do. I'm going to bed and going to sleep. No, just kidding. Don't worry about what I do on a hump day. So, all right. David, there it is, brother. And they will be remaining there along with your stickers as well. Those are cool cars. They're special. They mean a lot to me. Again, thank you, David, because I just absolutely love them. And if me saying that encourages you to want to get back into customizing again, well then you'll hear me saying it a lot more, because the customizing I've seen you've done, I would love to see more of. It's good, man. That's what can I say? I love it. I'd love to see what else you could do. I might learn a couple tips and tricks as well, because I got a whole bunch of cars still waiting to be thrown in the dip and airbrushed. Anyway, that's all for now. So you guys be safe. Stay healthy, and I'll catch you all on my next video. Take care.